It's day 3 in El Calafate, and I have a busy schedule ahead of me. With 2 tours booked, I begin my day with ziplining at Cerro Frias. The tour encompasses 5 zips per person. However, fortunately for us, since it was such a small group that day, the guide let us do 2 additional zips, which meant we had 7 zip lines per person. After ziplining, we headed back to the base, and the guides were kind enough to make us some hot latte.
On the other hand, usually the first one you said it's too bitter, so you just spit it out, and then you start drinking.
Although not included with the tour, lunch is an option for a small additional fee. On the menu is pumpkin soup, empanadas, chicken, steak, and flan with caramel for dessert. After my first tour and before my second tour, I headed to the park to get a quick workout in. I was then picked up for my second tour called the Nativo Experience. This excursion has 3 components. You begin your trip with a driving tour in a 4x4, followed by a walking tour in the Walichu Caves, and finished with dinner in a cave. Along the way, you make stops to admire some of the views. I definitely recommend this tour around sunset. Once at the caves, you have the opportunity to see drawings done by natives many years ago.
Nobody knows exactly 100% it's what they mean actually. But we think, for example, the first points, red points, that's mean a spirit and believing in the next life. And the second one, this one, that's mean the valley. So they, because they found it another place, also the same painting, but with some paints in guanaco, an arrow in the middle. So that was like a place for the hunting. And this one is actually nobody knows. Nobody know what's mean is this one. Actually looks like tunnel, you know, something new. But in the books nobody said nothing about that.
Included with the tour is pumpkin soup, wine, a lamb stew in a bread bowl, and chocolate mousse for dessert. The next day, I took one of the longest tours I think I'd ever taken. This one was to Torres del Paine in Chile. Ideally, you need a few days to explore this place. However, time was something I didn't have a lot of during my trip. After about a 3-hour bus drive, you arrive at the Argentinian-Chilean border where you'll have to clear customs. Make sure you declare whatever it is on the sheet and don't try to hide anything because the dogs or machines will find it. From this point, you'll switch from the coach bus to a smaller van where you'll spend the rest of your day exploring the park. The van makes multiple stops, which allows you to get out, check out the scenery, and take pictures. Although there is a lot of stop and go and time spent in the van, the tour eventually does bring you to a trail, which will allow you to hike for about an hour. One important tip, make sure you dress warm. It's super windy. Also make sure you make friends. It's a long day, especially if you're by yourself. Although a box lunch is included, you do stop at a restaurant along the way, and you can buy hot food if you'd like.